welcome to Grumpy Guy Gaming, and it's time for painting with Grumpy. And today I'm going to show you how to paint Hellboy from Hellboy the board game by Mantic. This tutorial was requested by one of my subscribers, Stanley Barnes. So Stanley, this is for you. Hope I didn't fuck it up too much. Simple as before. I'm going to show you the paints. Talk very non-enthusiastically during the tutorial. Hopefully you see what I wanted to show you. You will learn something. What else? If you're not subscribed, subscribe. It helps. Like the video. If you have requests, like Stanley, just ask. If I have the time, I'll do it. And let's go to the table. And we're on the table and we're painting Hellboy. It's very simple. We're going to do the base color with Mephiston red. You can do 1 or 2 layers. Here I done only 1. It's very simple. You don't have to be too careful, but it's a good practice not to be a little bit careful so you don't ruin other parts. That's not going to be red. And just going through the whole model, base coating it. You can see I'm not overly careful too much, but I'm still making sure I don't mess up the other parts are going to, the other colors will go. Ooh, I'm so fast. And you can see it's only this is after 1 layer, and then we're going to use Evil Sun Scarlet, and we're going to define all the muscles. Just going on the top part, I'm making go a little bit like half of the muscle, and on the face we're going to go brows, nose, cheekbones, on the mouth, ears, and the top part of the head itself. You can see later, I'm going to come back to that. On the fist, you can see I've done a little bit of highlighting, just where the light would hit. And you're coming back all the time. Here I'm going to add a little bit of Trollslayer orange to the mix, and just moving a little bit towards the top. And here you can see I messed up, so I used a little bit of spit or water just to feather out the color. And it's all about coming back, going around, and doing it too fast. On this part, now we're going to use Trollslayer orange, after I highlighted most of that, and we're going to just do some edge highlighting, or a little bit of how to say spot highlights, maybe. I think that's how it's. And you see the muscles already getting a fine definition. You can see I'm doing the face more now. Ooh, shiny. Here I'm going to mix Mephiston red with a little bit of darker color, or the black actually. I went on black, not darker color. And I'm going to do the shadows between the muscles. You see it's a little bit of thinner paint, and I'm especially going to concentrate on the fist just to make it a little bit darker. You can see it's already a little bit getting defined, and the point is just to go to all the shadows and just, you can go darker, you can go brighter, it all depends on you. And on this part we're going to use add white to Trollslayer's orange, and just do really nice highlighting on the muscles just to define them even more. You can see I'm just doing like small lines, and it defines the model much more better. Same with the face, it gives more definition. I can see I'm coming back with a little bit dark, just to darken it up. Here I'm going to, for the fist, we're going to use Evil Sun's cards and white, because we want to make it like purplish, so it's like different material. You can see that after I painted it. And we're going to do small thin lines, just break it up a little bit, add here and there some scratches where the cracks on the arm are, because it's rock. We're going to add some highlights. You see I'm going back and forth. It's nothing spectacular here, but you could go with the darker HUD and come back with a brighter one. You can see I messed up here, then I fixed it a little bit. And now we're finished. We're going to use Abaddon Black to base coat the hair, the trousers, and the feet, I think, and the gun. I think I done also. I can't remember. It's nothing spectacular here. Just be careful not to mess up the red, the skin tone that we done. And most of all, enjoy yourselves. You can see I'm going fast here. You can do 2 layers, I've done only 1. So other colors will go there. Now we're going to add black and mix a little bit of white in it to make. You can use other brands if you don't want to mix. This, let's say, mix almost looks like Mechanicum Standard Gray, but it's just a mix of colors. And here I'm doing small lines on the hair just to give them like it looks nice, nicer or highlighted or whatever. And we're going back for the shoes, also some highlights, some thin lines, and the trousers also. Now I'm adding even more white to the mix, just to do some sharp highlights for the feet, for his hooves or whatever they are. Toenails. I don't know, there's something. What else? What else I'm doing? I'm highlighting everything, just putting small lines on it. This depends on you. You could do this like I do, just wash maybe. For the hair I added just small thin lines on top just to help it out. Here I'm adding a little bit of black for the eyes. I added black for the eyes. Now I'm going to add white. This is one of the worst things when you mess up something like this. Just small dots on both parts. Let's say happy, and then I'm going to glaze a little bit of just yellow top because he has yellow eyes. Fix it if you made a mistake. And now for the jacket we're going to use khaki gray. I think that's how it's called, from model color. And we use base coat everything, the whole jacket. It looks like more military or something like that. And I like the color, so I chose it. Now base coating again, 1 or 2 layers here because it's almost bright undercoat. You could get away with 1. I think I done only 1 base coat here. Now when the base coat is dry, we're going to add white to the mix. We're going to start highlighting the jacket. Again, standard highlighting process, just adding on the raised surfaces some color, leaving the shadows on the top part. I'm going to add a little bit more. Let's say happy, and then I'm going to smooth glaze a little bit of just yellow top because he has yellow eyes. Fix it if you made a mistake. This is one of the worst things when you mess up something like this. Just putting small lines on it. See, I'm going slowly going through. This is more or less a back and forth process. You can always use khaki and fix your mistakes or blend the colors more. Here I wanted more pronounced highlights. Now for the next highlight we're adding more white to the mix. And just moving forward, leaving a little bit of the previous layer visible. Having fun. Again, you must understand, it's very hard for me to paint normal way, how I paint, especially when I'm recording. It's very frustrating sometimes, and I cannot even achieve some of my brush strokes. So, because I'm trying to help you see everything. Now we're going to glaze more frank brown, because at the moment where I painted this model, I realized the cloak was a little bit too bright. Oh, jacket, not or trench coat. And we're going to just add a little bit of color in it. You can see it's already changing the look of the whole jacket. Just this one glaze. We can add more. And just go back and forth if you have to. Once it's dry, you can add more to get darker colors and everything. You see, at some points I'm coming back to the same spots. Now we're going to come back to the previous mix of khaki. This is the final highlight. I'm going to just add it to some spots, not too much, but just to get some brighter highlights on the model, to make it pop more. You can even go more brighter, it depends on you. I'm fast. Wish I was fast like this in real life. I would have an army painted. Now that we're finished with the cloak, we have the, how to say, the emblem. I don't know what's it called, his crew. I'm going to just wet blend a little bit highlights, just have a brighter part on the top. And when that's dry, I don't know why I'm looking at this so much. Now that that's dry, I'm going to take white and just highlight all the, just bring back the sign. I don't know what's the name of their organization. I always forget that. A hand with the swords organization, I'm going to call it. Just come back slowly, bring back the, well, you can use wash to even make it stand out even more. You see, I'm coming back and forth just to make it more stand out more. The next thing I'm going to do, I already done one layer. I forgot to press play on the camera, so I'm doing a second layer of leather brown, and now I'm going to do strong tone wash just to get the shadows all in. I'm going to go all over the leather parts. And I'm going to come back a little bit to the cloak, as you can see, and just to add a little bit somewhere the shadows, just to darken some of the parts. Now I'm going to use leather brown and add white to it, and we're going to start highlighting all the leather parts, which is almost everything so far. So you have the belt, the pouches, the gun holster, whatever, however it's called, And we're going to like small scratches all over the place with this first highlight. Then with the second highlight we're going to add more, and just on certain places we're going to do this. Just watch out not to overdo it, because then it won't look too nice. If you make a mistake, you can always go back to the base color and then fix it. Because I'm going all over and just doing these small scratches just like it looks like leather. It can be done even better, but it would take me much longer. For the next highlight, I'm going to highlight the cross, and here I just actually used strong tone and added white to it. Don't know why, but thought it would be nice. So you can see I'm doing that and just doing some lines. And here I'm doing the, how do you say, the pearl necklace. So I'm adding white only, just the standard white, nothing spectacular. For the next, I already base coated the metal parts with the fang, and I'm going to add, sorry about that because I just forgot to press play when I was recording. Now I'm going to add white to the fang, and we're going to start, say, doing NMM. It's not some spectacular NMM, it just makes me, NMM makes details pop more. Metallics just sometimes don't look good on some models. And here I'm just highlighting the top parts of the gun. I don't know the English names for some of the gun parts. Sorry about that. And you can see I'm going back, doing the buttons, doing everything, then adding. Now I'm going to add even more white. And we're going to start slowly highlighting the non-metallic. You can see when I make this kind of mistake, I just use water and then blend it in. This is just the first part. We're going to also do darken parts, everything, because we need to do a big contrast in the colors to make it look nice. You can see I'm refining also the highlights here a little bit, coming back and forth. Doing some edge highlighting if I can. Again, coming back, you can see I'm always coming back and forth with the same color. Here I'm adding a little bit of Abaddon black to the fang, and just to do the shadows and everything, just to make more contrast to this gun, which will make it look a little bit better. Just a little bit, not too much. And just looking where should I go. If you can always use a finger if you mess up some parts. You can see I'm going back and forth. And the last thing I'm going to use pure white and just add some dots here and there just to make it pop a little bit more. Again, this can be much better if you take the time to actually do it. This model was painted in an hour, or maybe less. Now you can see I'm adding small highlights to the gun, especially with the pure white, and then it just gives out the contrast. The last thing we're going to do is just paint base black, only because we don't need to. And if you want to do the base, do it. And here's the picture of the model. Finished. That's it. And the disaster is finished. Hope you liked it. Hope you learned something from this tutorial. Probably nothing, but okay. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Do you have any requests, any wishes for the next tutorial? Subscribe if you're not subscribed, or hit the bell button if you want to get notifications when I upload a new video. Thank you for watching. Stay grumpy.